I think the future holds something of great success. You can measure that success in lots of different ways, and I believe in the expertise of the team. I believe in their resiliency to face challenges and obstacles, which will certainly come up. I believe in the strategies are ultimately going to provide really attractive returns to our investors and to our community. And it's all going to be done at breakneck speed, and yeah, I'm glad to be a part of it.
The last year has been, I think, just filled with the opportunities of both investing in sustainable agricultural programs, investing in the midstream packing and marketing programs to help fulfill the goals we first sought when we laid out agricultural capital management and building long-term sustainable permanent crop programs on the West Coast. It's involved everything from the acquisition of 2 large packing facilities, along with 2,500 plus acres of citrus, and continuing to grow our large operations of both hazelnuts and blueberries in the Pacific Northwest also.
Most of 2016 has been a growth year. The developments at Halls Ferry and Humbug were finished up. Right now we're in a maintaining mode of operating them and looking for efficiencies, focused on irrigation, fertilizer, pruning and growing the trees and blueberry plants in preparation for beginning of harvest in 2017.
Because we're at scale and because we're developing projects all at once and investing a lot at once, we can really think about, starting today, what is the best possible practices that we could invest in and use. And so it gives us a lot of opportunities to pivot quickly and to think about the long term. All of these things create a lot of efficiencies when you can do it all at one time. I think that does give us kind of a lot of room to do things better, to do things a little bit smarter.
We have an opportunity to take today's technology and apply it to this farmland in a way that probably has never been done before, just because there hasn't been the resources and many farmers hadn't had the opportunity to tap into the latest and greatest technology. And we're using that to maximize the output, to improve the quality of the crops that we produce, and ultimately to maximize the return for the investor as well.
My name is Franco Bernardi. I'm the Director of Packing Operations. We have a lot of plans on the books, and it comes at a time when there's a lot of new technology, labor-saving technology, fruit quality technology that's coming down the road, and it's going to give us the opportunity to purchase some of that technology and take us way into the future.
We are at the forefront of mechanization in permanent crops. The tools that we've been putting in place, like the sawdust spreaders, automation, the weed seeker, the electrostatic spray systems, those are all at the forefront of both labor savings, but at the forefront of agriculture in our industries with permanent crops.
You know, one of those is a banner eye technology that recognizes broadleafs and automates spraying within the hazelnut rows. And that dropped the cost by about 2/3 on that activity. So it went from $100,000 a year on this farm to $30,000 a year. You know, another one is automating the way we spread sawdust on young hazelnut plantings. And that was a machine that, again, recognized where the tree was and released a load of sawdust onto it as the operator was driving the tractor. That machine paid for itself in one day.
We're in what's called the CL complex. And CL stands for citrus liner, which is a product that we produce about 1.2 million of them a year. And they're in the middle of propagating over here on the in front of me. And what that process is that they take a rootstock, which is made with a rootstock seedling, grown from seed, and then they propagate the actual variety that we want onto it.
Agriculture is the most intimate long-term relationship with the environment of anything we do. And we need to look at it in a holistic perspective. You look at every single decision you make, both from what's the effect on the environment, what's the effect of economics, and what's the effect on the people and the communities.
we're not just passively investing in farmland and either leasing it out to somebody or even, hiring external managers. We own the property. In many cases, we develop it in the way that we would like and then operate it, and then go even further than that and not only own and operate the farms, but also the processing facilities that pack and sometimes process that fruit.
We joined ACM last November. The confidence that I have is the professionalism at ACM and the depth of knowledge. We were successful before the acquisition, and I think we'll be even more successful now with the acquisition of ACM.
Owner-operatorship brings a unique perspective in that it's not someone else's problem once it leaves your farm. It creates the opportunity to be more efficient in the total use of the product, and I believe brings higher value to the product, which then cascades all the way back to the farm. There's a lot of talk around sustainability, and my view has always been that it's the right thing to do. It's something that I've always felt like was incorporated right to the core of how I've farmed and how I set up the teams and the people we hire.
One of the things that we focus on when we're looking at individuals to join the organization is what we call cultural fit. Do they have the same passion for sustainability as we do as an organization, and making sure that we are bringing individuals in that are wanting to put sustainability first.
In the end of the day, that's a very unique position for a firm like ours. It's really kind of our secret sauce. Culturally, I think people who've been on the operating side think of themselves very much as operators. People on the investment side think of themselves very much as investors. I think the most powerful outcomes will come from us all working together and bringing the best of both sides.
We get to sit around a table with people that have spent decades in investment management, decades in food marketing, decades in farm management and crop management. That type of table rarely exists in the world. For better or worse, we don't have a team that necessarily in their DNA and makeup that gets satisfied very easily. We'll end up reaching milestones where we've succeeded in pushing boundaries to a certain level, and then we're going to reset those boundaries even further.
Not only are we doing this for feeding the world today, we're seeking to make the environment and agriculture better for tomorrow. That's a worthy cause that we're part of, and that's what this is all about.
I know we'll be successful at ACM because we don't wait for something to get better or to change. We are constantly looking at the fields, the farms, the operating teams, and the numbers we're getting back on both costs and on revenue. Successful companies don't sit around and operate as they did yesterday. We think about how we can operate better tomorrow.